The intent of this video is to show a basic understanding of how our choice boards work in the the Mast Myers class. So as you see, I have gone into my Math Myers class. I have clicked on activities so I could see the list of activities, and I have the choice board for September 28th through October 2nd. I click on the assignment to bring the assignment up, and we have the instructions. Please click on the Google Slides link to the left. On the first slide, read and follow the directions, and you'll use the student template to show all of your work. So our assignment is divided into two categories. On this side where the link is, it gives us an interactive Google slide that allows us to jump into places in the internet to do some research and find information. The second part, which we'll talk about in a moment, is the Add Response button, which is where the student actually works to turn in the work for the week. Let's start by jumping into the interactive slide so we can see how that works. I will click on the link on the left, and it comes to a screen that has the slides. Nothing's working right now because you actually need to click on the link down here in the bottom left, and then it says Math Choice Board. It's actually the title. I click on that again, and it opens up in Google Slides. At this moment, we have a Google slide in front of us. If you click on the presentation arrow in the upper bar, what that does, it allows us to use the interactive links on the choice board. So we can see here that for this week, the student must choose at least 3 of these activities. There are 6 here. The reason it's called a choice board is because the student has some choice about what he or she would like to do. Well, I feel the student would be pretty good at expanded, standard, and written forms of numbers, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that link, and it takes us to the slide that talks about the expanded, standard, and written form. Here are the instructions on what is expected of the student on this slide. At this point in time, at this point in our activity, the student may not write on this slide. That will come in a minute. However, what the student does have is an understanding of what he or she must do in this slide. So, for example, the standard form is the number of 14,702. What's expected is to write the expanded form and then write in written form what those numbers are. If the student has a question about that, we have included links that allows the student to go out and say, hey, I'm going to self-educate. So I'm going to click, you know what? The student says, I forgot what expanded form is. I will click on expanded form, and it takes us to a place
Write
on the internet.
14,897 in expanded form. So let me just rewrite the number and I'll color code it, and that way we can.
We have used our own videos as well as videos we have found across the internet to help us with that. Khan Academy is a place where we have found a number of videos. As you can see, this video is about 5 minutes long to give how the expanded form has worked. We have talked about it in class also. This video is just a refresher in case the student has forgotten. After the video is watched, we would click on the Done button at the upper left-hand corner, and we go back to where we were before. At this point, the student must say, all right, I'm going back to this slide, and I'm going to write up my expanded, standard, and written forms of the assignment. So if I double-click in the middle of my screen, it gives me my navigation. I can click on the X, go back to this place of our assignment. If I now click on my Home button on my iPad, double-click it, and I can see here is my Seesaw. I go back into Seesaw, and this is where we launched out of Seesaw into our Google Slides. I'll click on the X in the upper left-hand corner. I come back to the activity. That was the first part where I am getting the information about what is required of me with the assignment. When I'm ready to start writing and answering the questions, I must go under the Add Response button. That is actually explained here in number 4. Click on the Add Response button to complete your work. So I'll click on my Add Response button. And the information that I just learned about was the standard, written, and expanded form. So on the right side is my navigator, and I can click to that slide, and here is the slide, Expanded Standard and Written Form. This is where the student would write the answers. So for example, I know that from what I learned in the video and from what I've learned in class, that 14,702, I remember how to make that in expanded form. So, and your students should know how to do this. We've talked about it in class. I would click on the text box. I get a text box here that I can write in, and I know that it is 10,000 plus 4,000 plus at this point I can't remember exactly what the number was, so I will click on my keyboard. It's 702, so I'm going to expand this out, and here I will write my 700 plus 2. And at this point, that is my answer to the first one. I know it's big, but I want to make it big enough that we can see it. Once again, the children have worked on this, and they know how to expand the text and to make the text smaller. At this point, I'm not ready to finish yet. At this point, then, instead of clicking on the green arrow to finish my assignment and turn it in, I would click on the draft. And when I click on draft, the information is saved on my draft mode. I come back out, and now I can see down here I have a sample student. So when I come back tomorrow, and I am the sample student, when I come back tomorrow to work on it some more, I click on the sample student, and it opens up into the same view that we saw a few minutes ago. And I would like to continue. There's the information that I had here. I click on View Original. No, I'm sorry, that's not where I want to go. Come back to my seesaw. I click on the 3 dots. I click on Edit Post. And it is now allowing me, as I was a few minutes ago, to edit the post and finish the work I've started. Only after I have finished 3 of the activities, that is when I would use the green check mark to turn the assignment in. So again, a student must complete 3 of these activities. After the 3 activities are done, then the student would click on the green check mark to finish the activities. I want to repeat, your students know this already. They've been taught this already. But this is something of a reminder for you parents out there, you guardians out there, you caregivers out there, to help you understand what is being expected and how to navigate these choice boards. Please let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.